Egghead Hockey here. Couldn't really make a full video on these two topics, so I decided to make them all into one video, and so that I didn't waste these good topics. I'm going to call these types of videos NHL updates because it's nice and simple. And for those of you who are subscribed, if you see a video with NHL update in the title, that's how you know it has multiple topics. I plan to make these videos the usual 5 minutes, but today it might be shorter as the time I'm recording this is already late. Also, I'm getting really tired of getting copyright claimed every single video. So if you have any suggestions of what I should do instead of NHL clips or tricks I can use to not get copyrighted, please tell me, because I really don't want to have to switch to NHL 20 gameplay because that just extends the video production time, and not all my viewers are kids, so they're going to be like, oh, it's nonsense. So please give me suggestions. And by the way, I'm not going to do face cam videos because I don't really like face cam videos. They're just kind of bad, and I don't have a good face cam. Anyways, before we get into today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notification. And now, let's get into the video. The first topic in today's update is NHL teams being allowed to trade. That's right, NHL teams are allowed to trade, but not just any NHL teams, only the teams that didn't make the playoffs. And there's more. Not only the 7 teams that didn't make the playoffs can also trade, also the teams that got eliminated in the play-in round can trade, because that technically isn't playoffs. The playoffs is after the play-in round. This actually makes missing the playoffs a lot better than usual. And to be honest, the teams from the play-in round already had a very good deal by having a second chance to make the playoffs and still having a lottery pick. And now they can also trade with other teams that didn't make it. Yes, it's only a certain select teams, but there's still some good packages out there. NHL teams being allowed to trade, of course, the NHL teams that missed the playoffs, opens up a lot of opportunities, and it gives the teams that missed out on the playoffs a jump start in trading. Personally, I do think this idea is cool, and I like it from a bystander aspect, but if you dive deeper, I don't think the NHL should reward teams for missing the playoffs. It just seems weird. It actually makes being bad this year slightly a positive thing. And I don't think the NHL should come with a participation award. This isn't 7-year-old soccer. We all got those silver, medals or trophies or whatever. Anyways, it's literally like they're giving out rewards to teams that they already gave second chances to. It is literally a participation award. I get that some teams played less games or more games than others, and that messed up the standings or winning percentage, which is one of the tiebreakers. But it still doesn't mean that after you get your second chance, you should be able to have an advantage for failing. That's just not how the NHL should work. It's like asking your teacher for an extension on your assignment, failing the extension, but the teacher still decides to reward you a good mark anyways. I know that analogy wasn't the strongest, but you get the point. The losing teams shouldn't get an advantage over the better teams. Yes, the good teams get to continue playing, and it's better than getting a trade. But sports should be fair in terms of the rules. Yes, I know my team could lose, and I would be disappointed, and my opinion could change. And that's why I'm making this video now, because I have no bias currently, because it could go either way. My team could lose, and my team could win. So I'm able to speak more truthfully right now. The second topic of today's video is Alexis Lafreniere potentially going to Europe. This is the last topic for today's video because I want to get the vid up today, and the date is currently June 1st. You might be wondering, what is this nonsense about Alexis Lafreniere going to Europe? That's clearly clickbait. Well, you're actually wrong. This is actually a legit topic. Alexis Lafreniere might actually play in Europe next year. That's right, the number 1 ranked prospect could play in Europe next year. Do I think this will affect his ranking? Logically, no, because he's a generational player, and in my opinion, you're better off waiting for a generational player rather than drafting someone else. You're better off buying a good product from Amazon and waiting rather than buying a bad product and getting it the next day. That's kind of a weak analogy, but you get the point. The reason why people think Lafreniere could play in Europe next year is because little is known about next season, and it's going to be heavily delayed because of the 2014 playoff will still be going on for quite a while, and COVID will probably still be affecting the season. Assuming that it's still significantly affecting people in a few months, which it probably will be, but don't take my word for it because I do not want to be responsible for a wave of misinformation. Anyways, Lafreniere wants to start playing hockey again, and as soon as he can. Just like many other prospects, they can't sit around and wait for the season because training camp is also going to be later, and they won't actually play any high-level hockey games until the season resumes. And I assume most of them want to train because they are high-level prospects, so they want to improve and prove themselves worthy of a spot on the team. So all the prospects will be sitting around for multiple months, unless they play in Europe, because chances are that Europe season starts on time because they don't have to finish up a giant 2014 playoff. Yes, Lafreniere is eager to start his career, but he most likely wouldn't pass up playing his first NHL season just for a couple extra months of hockey. But this could change depending on what team he plays for, because if he plays for a team like Detroit, who currently have the best odds of winning the lottery, he might be fine with missing the season. No offense to Detroit fans, because in some cases, players' growth can be negatively affected by playing on a very bad team. A lot of prospects might consider playing in Europe, but most of these guys would probably be high picks because usually those are the guys who are eager to grow and develop, and I emphasize the usually. Also, some lower prospects probably will go, but I think the most likely to get deals will probably be the higher prospects. So I could have done this topic on any prospect, but Lafreniere is the most talked about example because he is the top ranked prospect, and chances are that he would like to play hockey as soon as he can. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. If you made it this far into the video, comment notification squad if you have notifications on, and I'll feature your comment in my next video. And until the next video, bye.